A Confederate museum full of hatred and foolishness has fallen. In Fort Wrench, North Carolina, Confederate Earthworks Museum, baby, they took a tumble. They were building this museum of hate and racism and just grossness. And God said, not so fast. A tree knocked down the entire museum. It's a complete and total loss. They did not have insurance. They cannot pass go or collect $200. Okay? Look at God. Ah, I love that. I love that. You know, I really do. You can never win when you play dirty. But God is able.
To all people out there who believe in the supernatural, let me tell you what's happening in this country. Our ancestors are causing in Black America. Let me offer you some proof. All the major elements have been hit. The fire at Nottoway, that's fire. The white man who was found in Lake Lanier, that's water. The tree falling on the Confederate Museum, that's earth. The tornadoes that's been blowing down mostly non-black areas, that's wind. The lightning that just struck the police vehicle in Oklahoma, that's lightning. That's all the elements. I've had visions, and let me tell you, it's gonna get 10 times worse. Our ancestors are on a spiritual fucking rampage right now. I don't know if you've noticed, but you may want to turn on your TV. Because the next time it actually comes around, it's going to be 10 times worse. They are demanding we be treated correctly and given reparations for what we've been through. Just saying.
As a collective, Black people said we're resting. We're not joining this fight anymore. We chilling. And our ancestors said, don't worry, we got it. I'm loving this for us right now.
So, you guys, it looks like the ancestors are really back because a lot of Black Americans are reacting to this and talking about how the ancestors came back in full force. You guys, few days ago, it was the Nottoway plantation that had enslaved people in it, okay? And you guys saw the massive building that those people did in that place. Yet, till now, I don't think they've discovered exactly what caused that fire, even though a lot of people were saying they might end up rebuilding, but you cannot take it away that the fire has consumed the best building, the main building, okay, that was built by these enslaved people. But you guys, now is a Confederate museum. How can a tree all the way fall down and fall a building? And guess what? They are not insured, no insurance. So that building is all down. You guys, what's happening? What's really happening? Because it's somehow that not how it just happened, then this in just weeks, okay, of the other one happening, this one is already happening. I would love to hear from you guys. So you're welcome to my channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up, and credit to all creators on this video. So let's go watch, then I'll come back with my commentary.
What does DJ Colin say? Another one. So y'all, this one has been like swept underneath the carpet, but probably because it's not our local news, but I just dug up something. Another building has been destroyed. On April 12th, 2025, before the Nottoway plantation was burnt to the ground, okay? The Fort Branch Confederate Museum in North Carolina was destroyed. Not by protest, not by fire. This time, Mother Nature used a tree. And I know you're like, a tree? Well, no. It was a massive tree. Crashed down during a storm and wiped out the entire building. A place built to preserve Confederate history, gone in one unexpected swipe. And what's wild, this barely made headlines. No major news cycles, no national coverage, just quietly swept underneath the rug. Like it never happened. I'm pretty sure the townspeople, wherever it is, I know they know. But we all don't know. So why? Maybe because this wasn't a loss to everyone. Like everyone don't care about this. But this museum sat on land that once defended Confederate ideas, like during the Civil War. And while some called it history, others saw it as a monument to racism. Let that sink in. So do you think it was just a storm? Or do you believe, like many say, that this was Mother Nature? I agree. Is doing what should have been done a long time ago. Wipe this shit off the map. Okay, what y'all think? I think I got some pictures too. Here they go.
Now see, y'all thought the Nottoway plantation fire was the end of the message. But baby, God said, I ain't done yet, because just this week, a whole tree A big one. Done fell on the Fort Branch Confederate Museum down in North Carolina. And guess what? No insurance, no backup plan, no divine coverage, just wreckage. And while they out there crying and asking for donations, the rest of us looking up like, keep working, Lord. Because this is what happens when you build monuments on the backs of broken people. This is what happens when you preserve hate and call it heritage. This is what happens when you ignore the cries of justice and dare to put up a flag for oppression. God said it in the Word. You won't even have to fight. I'll fight for you. And baby, he's swinging heavy right now. Plantations, museums, gone with the wind and a holy vengeance. So if you're still out here holding on to Confederate flags, lying to your children about Southern pride, just know God's outside, and he brought the weather. Let this be a word to every system, every building, every bitter root still standing on stolen land. God is busy, and we are not in the way. Message delivered. Mama Solange, Divine.
Please tell me y'all seen that Confederate museum that was destroyed by a tree. All that hatred they had up in that museum. I'm talking about Confederate flags and basically Confederate things everywhere. But guess what God did? God destroyed it with a big tree. I'm talking about a big tree. Destroyed the whole museum. It looked like God took his hand, put it on top of that building like this, and crushed it all up until it looked like a soda can crumbled up in somebody's hand. God not playing with y'all, bro. The Most High God of Israel is not playing with y'all no more. I don't know what y'all don't get. The Most High God is not playing with y'all. All that hate that y'all have to give, coming right back to y'all 10 times fold. I hope you know that.
So first, he was in Ottawa plantation, and you guys, you have lots and lots of palm-colored people on the comment section of each of those videos on the internet, on TikTok, crying out, why are people so excited that this building fell down? This is one thing that I've stood out, for history's sake and all of that. You had a lot of them crying out on the internet. Now, we think that that is the highest that would happen, okay? Now imagine a tree coming under from the roof, like it went off from the roof and fell on top this Confederate museum, you guys, and everything went down the drain. This is a building that been standing for only God knows how long. But you guys, how can a tree fall and fall on top of it? And to think that these people do not even have any insurance whatsoever. Now they are soliciting for help from the public. Okay, but you guys, how can all of this be happening at the same time? You can't make this up. Like, how can it all be happening at the same time? It's really shocking. Like, what's happening? Let's talk about it. What do you think is happening? Because I don't know. I'm just seeing people talking about how the ancestors have risen and are angry. And Annabelle, the doll, was moved from a particular place to the other. Just when it was moved, the plantation caught fire. And now a museum falling down. You guys, there's something that really needs to be looked into. I don't know if you guys have seen that video of some tourists who went to a particular plantation and some things started falling. They didn't touch anything. The thing just started falling on them. And some of them were so scared. That's to show you that there is something, there's a higher power. I don't know if I should say a higher power, or there's just something happening, okay, within, like people will say something, spiritual that is, igniting all of these forces, all of these things that is happening. Because tell me the reason why you go to a museum or a plantation, like people go there for tourism, to go know the history, this history that they want to tell them, yeah? So they go there and something is falling on them. That's absurd. Like, who does that? What's happening? Okay. And for God's sake, nothing will cause this tree pulling off from the under. I don't think it's rain or any rain was falling at the time. Okay. And yet you still have the notable plantation that got burnt, and till now, I don't think anybody have discovered exactly what caused that fire, because why will a fire just sprout out from nowhere and consume an entire building? This is a plantation that people go there for tourism. People also go there to go have weddings, and that's the problem that people had. Like, why will you turn it to a wedding venue for people? People come there to take up the place and have their events and all that. Why will you want to do that? Okay, for a place where you have enslaved people trapped in there, and yet you're using it to make money. Okay, you have other people who are like, maybe a black person would have owned the place, taken up the ownership of the place, buy it and conserve it. Okay, and of course start telling people the real history. You also have people who have worked in such museum telling us about how, you know, they don't tell people the real history behind the whole place. They tell you what to say, you don't say more than what they tell you to say and all that. You guys, you can't. Okay, but I want to hear from you. What's your thought about this? Okay, share with me in the comment section. I really want to read from you guys. But you guys, what's happening? This is this is really strong, really. But seeing this, I don't know what to believe anymore. If I should say truly the ancestors have risen, or do they? Okay. Share your thoughts with me in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, and also do give the video a thumbs up. Bye, guys.